G'day everyone, it's T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever. Unusually the game is on pause at the start because I had this really awesome scene set up for a thumbnail of one of the other videos, and well, I sort of wanted to start it off here, but I can't really start it off here because it's already in motion. So I'm doing a lot of hand gestures and I have no idea why because you can't see it. So I'm just going to hit play and watch the magic happen. Oh yeah, it's the good stuff. Right, what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to continue on with what I started last time and then predictably ran out of time for. I want to extend the line from this goods, this Boston goods hub here, to connect up with this factory we've got going just south of Rockford here. We also want to do a bit more expanding, maybe investigate some of our passenger lines and see what's going on there. However, I really should start by fixing up this poor old quarry. We sort of did a bit of a number on it last time by removing its road, and then, well, we never really put it back again. So I think I can squeeze that in there without doing, we do a little damage to the ballast there. I'd prefer not to if I could. I'm not going to spend the entire episode fussing about with one quarry, though, I promise. Okay, I really shouldn't make promises I can't keep. No, the smoothing tool's going to do bugger all there. We're just going to have to deal with the floating ballast that we have going. Now, you're not going to want to do that. Nope, okay, tread carefully. We don't want to do that. That would be bad. I would like to get across this road somewhere. Here we go. No, across this railway line somewhere. There we go, that's what we wanted. And you're not going to connect up like that because of the train line. Nope, you're still not going to connect up like that because of the train line. You are going to connect up like that regardless of the train line, though. Now, I also want to connect the refinery up by road just because, well, it looks good. But we'll do that a more traditional way by heading down. Yeah, that'll do. In fact, that actually looks better than how we had it before. We had with level crossing and all these things going on. Plenty of room for capacity upgrades at this oil refinery, by the way. Should we decide we need to ship fuel to more places, I think we can get away with it. In fact, we'll call this the Boston, in brackets, Shell. No, not Shell. Shell Fuel Oil Refinery. And this has been bugging me. Capitalize the word refinery. Good, cool. So that is where fuel comes from, dead dinosaurs and stuff. So we've got about 1.5 million in the bank. That food train should have made a drop off by now. He has. That was a repurposed train, I think, which is why his finances are a bit funky. But I'm hoping that once he starts making a few more deliveries, we'll start getting some more food produced over here at the old abattoir. Plenty of food waiting to go to Orange and Ventura, but not so much on the old Boston line. But that's okay. We'll get there. But I would like to start off. I really want to fix this viaduct at some point too. But yeah, I want to start off by building a freight line that comes up sort of here, up around, and then follows the main corridor up through Tucson. We'll probably have to join the passenger lines to go through Tucson Station because I then sort of want to just head up the existing line up around to the factory. And what I'll do is I'll duplicate the plastics train. So we buy a second plastics train and then just use that to run the whole gambit. And hopefully that will work. Otherwise we'll just have a goods train starting here and running down here. But, too many trains, too many lines gets a bit messy. So first things first, well, that's not going to work, is it? There's a bloody oil line in the way. So if the flipping oil line could just... We'll use it as a sort of a jumping off point. We can sort of snap to it like that so it looks kind of pretty. And then we'll just sort of continue on our curvy ambitions to come up like that. That actually doesn't look too bad. We could even put a Y junction in there for literally no reason if we wanted to. I have been known to do things for literally no reason, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. So we will now I said we will now snap to that, but we're not going to, are we? What we'd like to do is have that sort of no, of course not, no. Things are rarely so simple. Because I don't really want to have the junction sort of too close to where there's the hill, because as we've seen, hills play havoc with points and it doesn't look pretty. There we go, that's pretty good. So we'll need to... Nope, I connected... Just don't be lazy, just go over there and build the track. We'll move the camera around a bit, that's better. So hopefully now that it's sort of somewhat on the flat, we can just have it merge quite politely. Too much slope, okay. Well, the other one didn't seem to have a problem with it. And that's going to be weird. Okay, what if we just bring you down in parallel and then merge across? Before the signal's going to be too much work, so we might just have to sacrifice those signals and come up with a solution. No, I don't, yeah, do that, that's fine. Well, it's in the tradition of this channel, not the most attractive of junctions, but it'll do for now. Getting sick of saying it'll do for now. I really need to get things right first go. And someone's getting a bit horny. It's one of you two. Oh well. Either way, that worked, so we'll pop a signal down there. And we'll populate the goods line with the obligatory number of signals too. So throw a couple down here on the corner, and then we'll need to just make sure everyone can get to every track at the siding here. I mean, I don't anticipate having too many trains actually run through here without stopping, except for the old oil train. Too much slope. Thought it'd be too good to be true. What if we run that like that? Yeah, that's okay. As long as trains going this way, don't decide to shortcut across. But we'll see how that goes as time moves on. We will put down a couple of signals here too. In fact, by a couple I mean one, because the station platform has its own signals. If we do want to have through trains, well, we'll just rebuild this thing with a couple of through tracks to avoid clogging up platforms. But yeah, so coming up through Tucson, in fact, we could actually reinstate the existing food run here. But if we want to drop goods off in Tucson, we'd have to build a separate station. So, in fact, let's reinstate the old Tucson food deliveries thing, because that was quite successful before. So we'll call that deliveries Tucson? No, we got it around the wrong way. It's Tucson deliveries. There we go, and it's a wonderful poo brown color. Yeah, well, I guess we're running out of colors because we've built so many lines. We'll start with 4 for now, and autosave's going to interrupt. No, that's cool. That's fine. That's you do whatever you got to do. So we'll just send 4 out on there, and I realize that will sort of dilute the food coming out of here, but you know, whatever. In fact, eventually we might end up seeing some goods transported down to Boston, back up here, and then back out to what do you call it, Tucson Farm, to go to Tucson if we don't have a goods drop off in Tucson itself. There's not really an opportunity to have sort of bypass tracks through Tucson Station, so we'll just have to use the passenger platforms. Otherwise, all of the existing infrastructure is already in place. So the plastics train, what are you? You're a bald one, aren't you? 91 of 91. Okay, so you're not doing too bad for yourself. You're doing so good for yourself that you're holding up this passenger train and the log train. It's quite an achievement, really. But he is slogging it up the hill, 20 k's an hour. He's not doing too bad for himself. So we need to mess with his world. So he's going to go to Rockford still. Then he's going to come back down to Columbia Sidings still. That in itself, not a problem, because Columbia Sidings, obviously, we're unloading the goods to go to Columbia. However, I do want him to keep on going after Columbia Sidings. So Rockford South will add Columbia Sidings back in again. There we go. I know it's consecutively twice, but just bear with me, game. And then he's going to come all the way down here to Boston Central, which we need to rename. And then he will restart at Columbia Sidings again. So, what trains do we have using this? Let's just look at trains, please. No, we don't need any more stations. So, currently the old oil train can come through and keep going. So what I want to do is I want to make it so both trains are using both platforms, as in, instead of each having their own platform, they're sharing, if that makes sense, because that way we can double track it in and double track it out and have a few more directional signals. So in this case, he's fine going this way to use platform 1, but going the other way, I'd like him to use platform 2. So that would be this one. Yes, that works wonderfully. So hopefully the plastic's got the memo. Yes, it's moved over, and that way we can double track up to this junction and double track down to this junction here, and it just hopefully speed things up just a touch. If worst comes to worst, we can even add a third. In fact, that's what we might do, just to avoid any future problems. We'll add a third track, and we'll shoehorn the fuel train onto that one to make sure that everything is going well. So we'll run this down like this. Now we need to sort of squeeze this in. We've got a signal on the way. I can already see it, causing problems. And we'll just shoehorn this. Nope. There we go. Good. Okay, so we've got an ugly cross track. Of course we do. Nothing ever wants to be smooth. Why is it not smooth? Why can't it just be cool? Just once. Maybe it's because it's not snapped, actually. What if we snap it to this and we try it again? Maybe it'll work this time. Or it won't work at all, and I hate it. Yeah, probably the latter. Could we even bypass the station altogether with the freight trains? Just have a separate freight line here. The only catch is that we've got this junction here, so maybe that's not really an option. Okay, we just have to fix this junction here. What if we just sort of go with so many other ways where we've had to compromise and just build it around like that. I will have to hit the pause button to finish this off though, because it's going to upset a lot of campers. I demolished too much stuff down at that junction, which is frustrating. So that's fine to go there. That's good. And then we'll need a track running off here. Yeah, connect up like that, please. Come up there. And then we'll connect this up like that. And then we'll need to do the same at the other end, which will be complicated even more by the fact that there's a honkin' great big hill there. So again, we'll just keep it on pause. Probably have to approach this a bit differently as well. I'm just going to bulldoze all the way back there. So this track here needs to come up the hill. Yeah, it needs to come up like that. And we'll just do a bit of landscape fixery. And now we need you to join up that track. Thank you. And we need you to come up as a separate track, please. Thank you. Now we need to start getting these across onto the... Now, if I try and put a diamond in there, are you going to have problems? You're going to have problems, I bet. You had problems. Called it. Yeah, saw that coming a mile away. So what we'll do is instead, we will just run this down like this. Have a second set of points in here. And then run this chap down like that. Again, it is what it is. Unfortunately, the gradients in this game are not conductive to the building of points, but you only have to go back and look at how Transport Tycoon dealt with hills and points to know they were not compatible in the slightest, to know that we've come a heck of a long way, and you know, this game probably does it better than most free building sort of games that I have played. In fact, that little grade separation there doesn't look too bad. I can live with that. So I think we should be right to unpause. Everyone should be... Yeah, everyone's using the correct track. And we just need to switch over the oil train over to platform number 3, please. So that everyone has their own platform. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. In a perfect world, I'd go through and just flatten this hill completely because, you know, it's annoying. But, you know, we'll live with it for now. So I'll put a signal going down the hill. Did we make this a one-way signal? We did. Yes, good. That's an in track, so we don't have to worry about signals there. And we'll just chuck a couple on the out track for the plastics train. In fact, this junction down here doesn't actually look too bad because it is on a curve. It's quite a natural meeting of the 3 tracks as opposed to the more stark, junction we've got up the top there. But that'll do for now. We will build a second plastics train though. So that one had, I think, 91 capacity. So we'll need to aim for the same thing with this one. So 77, 84, 91. There we go. So we've effectively got a Cologne. Now, what line is that? That's Plastic Goods Clumber Rock, which obviously needs to be renamed. So that is Bost. No, it didn't type. Try that again. Bost. Is Bost how we're abbreviating Boston? I'd like to say it is. No, it's Biston. My bad. My bad. Biston. Buston makes more sense. Can we get a bit of colour for that? I don't like that colour. Ooh, pale peach. That's nice. Yes, because it's all about aesthetics here. So that's good. That's now set the goods up coming into Boston, and we can use the same trucks to deliver them. This truck running completely empty. Nope, get rid of the bulldozer before you do something you might regret. This chappie's running completely empty because we are not delivering enough food. Although here comes a load of 53 now, so that's good. That'll just sort of help prop up the existing truck. And of course, we're back into having bugger all money again. We need to we need to sort of redress our ambitions and focus on making a few more profits. So now our log and plank trains, how are they going? Oh, financially they're doing very well for themselves. There is no question about it. I do want to keep an eye on this factory though. We've got to make sure we balance our plank and plastic deliveries. So we're still lagging behind on the plastic front. The second train might help that, but having extended the route by, what's that? That's that distance there. We've sort of extended the route by over half, so it might cause a problem. And I think the problem is that we're not getting enough oil from this refinery here to send over to the plastics factory. So, yeah, we definitely need to look at getting a second oil train. Now, why have you taken fuel up there? That doesn't seem very sensible. Because you're wasting capacity, you could be bringing crude oil down. Where are we sending the fuel to? Columbia side. Oh, okay, well, nothing's trying to go via Gainesville North now, so hopefully that's okay. I don't know why he's got fuel on board already, but yeah, we basically need a second train because we've got far more product to move out of this refinery than we're fitted out to carry. In fact, we've already got 2 trains on this route, don't we? Yeah, we do. So what's the other one doing? Bludgeon. He's just waiting for a free path. Okay, fair enough. And you're carrying a full load of crude oil. And I think the problem is because we've got sort of 2 trains worth of deliveries going on here, but only 1 train worth of going that way, and we're not actually transporting enough fuel into Columbia to offset that. So if you think about it, we've got 2 loads of oil coming in and only 1 train load of product going out. So we've got a imbalance that's not being corrected by the trucks. Oh, that's a nice full load of planks. No wonder you guys are doing well for yourselves. Well, if anything, we can retire on the proceeds of the plank train because how much oil are you going to pick up as opposed to fuel? Okay, so you're picking up, you're aiming for 77 crude oil, processed oil. That's good. Obviously I do want to keep moving the fuel because I want to keep bringing the fuel over here to Nashville. In fact, we might even have to look at separating the 2 trains. So one train does this and goes back again, and the other train does this and goes back again. But I'll let them work themselves out for now. Something that would help us would actually probably be a separate fuel train from here somewhere. And Gainesville is looking like a good... In fact, then we could run fuel up here because we can then just truck it into Gainesville. So let's make that happen. We've got 1.8 in the bank at the moment, so we can build a fairly inexpensive route up here, I imagine. Where's it going to be quite flat to build a truck stop? It wants to be difficult, so if I build it... Actually, what if I build it sort of here and then just have a bit of creative road construction like that? There we go. So that was only less than 20 grand. That was 6 grand to connect it. Although we do have the weird hill we have to climb. Well, there we go. Sure, it'll be fine. We've got the existing road network down here, and Gainesville already has I want to say healthy industrial sector because we're shipping construction materials in, but well, it's better than the commercial, so that's something. So we'll just put a bit of road in here just to finish that there. I don't know what they're doing over here with their roads and whatever, but yeah, we'll use the existing facility here, which catches a big chunk of the old town there, actually. It certainly catches the entire industrial area, so go us. But yeah, we'll set up a route up here, and hopefully that will help us deal with the output of that. So we've gone with Ugly Olive again. But yeah, if we can deal with the... we'll turn that back off onto all. So what are we going to call this? We'll call this deliveries... Have we abbreviated? Oh no, we don't need to abbreviate Gainesville because it's it's not a multiple. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. basically it's a one-town name, so we don't have to abbreviate. Good. So I don't know what I'm saying. Hit enter, save the name, close that down, and let's get some road vehicles. Let's say 10. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, please. And we will send them out on our new line. Deliveries Gainesville, which I just realized I named backwards. We should have called it Gainesville Deliveries, as per literally every other type of delivery thing. Gainesville Deliveries. Good. So that should deal with a bit more of the fuel coming up here. See, there we go. We've already got fuel being loaded onto this train to head up to Gainesville. So that's really good. That will hopefully help this place deal with its output a bit better by giving it some more customers. And it should hopefully free up more room on the train going to Columbia for oil, which then means we're turning more oil into plastic. We can also turn grain into plastic as well, so we might have to look at getting some grain from this nearby farm, or even one of the farms down here, because, yes, oink oink. As a farm increases production, it also increases both. So if we've got a really good output of cattle here, we can instantly get access to a lot of grain. We also have a quarry down here, but we didn't have a construction material for it. So, you know, that's not much use to us. But yeah, so that is all humming along nicely. Now, where else do we need to make some improvements? We've got fuel, we've got goods, and we've got food coming into Boston. Now, we don't have much food coming into Boston, so I'd like to try and sort of ramp that up a bit. Yeah, see, I think the way to do that is to deliver more livestock, as this handy dandy window has suggested. So, do we have any extra capacity out here for livestock? We've got 31 waiting, and you've got a capacity of 42. So, not really. We're doing all right as per that farm. Could we get an extra train down here? We probably could here. We've got 203 waiting. How many trains have we got on this line? We got the 3. Oh, that's right. We were upgrading them before we ran out of money. Well, in that case, let's try and upgrade the rest of them. So that's 2.45. So the third one might have to just sit on the back burner for a while, but that's good. If we can upgrade this line here to bring more livestock in, obviously that's feeding food to Orange and Ventura, no pun intended, then, you know, the food that doesn't need to go to Orange and Ventura, we can then have loaded onto the Boston train. Still no shortage of oil coming into the network too, which is really good. But yeah, we'll just sort of dick around and get some more cash while we wait for that to be able to pay for itself, because what's that going to cost me? That's going to cost me not enough money. Well, that's pretty decisive. Now, one thing I meant to show off last time, but I didn't. I added a couple of little visual mods that I wanted to show and didn't. These are just a couple of little trackside objects, a water tower and a sanding tower that you can find on Steam Workshop. And you can also get placeable scenery items of wagons. So, you know, you just go into the scenery option, go to trackside stuff. Apparently I have signals, and oh, there we go. They're just signs with P's on them. I don't understand what they do. If I put one down, what does it do? It just looks like a P. Okay. I don't know if that's a mod gone wrong or what. But yeah, we have those. But the ones I've got more recently, yeah, we've just got the American freight wagons. There's more modern ones that I'll download when we get to the time. And we've also got this cute little water tower and sanding house. No coaling facilities that I could find, but I used them to just put a bit of detail down at that depot there. And I think I did it over at Ventura too, because I was sort of waiting for a couple of things to happen off camera that not important to the story. Yeah, I just dropped a couple down here as well. So just to make our depot scenes look a little bit more interesting, as opposed to just a depot stuck off to the side. That's good. We're still keeping on top of our deliveries down at Orange. How is Orange going? Okay, it's doing good for shopping and jobs. But one thing I would like to work on, and I'm not sure if we'll get to it today, but I really want to start getting all consumer goods down to Boston. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that last time. So that means construction materials and machines for the industrial area. Oh, we're dropped off on the old fuel deliveries too. And more food, more goods. Well, we've got goods and food coming in already. But yeah, get some tools in there for our shoppers, because I'd really like Boston to become the sort of the epicenter of the passenger network. I don't know how far people actually travel in this game. Transport Tycoon, they like to cross the map. So as you can see, only 18 people want to go via Tucson. I'm not sure if that's because Boston doesn't offer them what they want. You want to go to a shop. Oh, I clicked on the wrong town. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know how far people are willing to go to shop or to work, but if we can make Boston a buzzing metropolis and have people traveling in on our trains from far-reaching destinations, I think that'd be pretty cool. In all that talking to try and make some money, we've actually ended up sliding backwards, so you know, that was good. I might just jump forward to when we can upgrade train number 7 here. In fact, no, I won't. What I'll do is I'll double track this line here just to really make it more efficient for livestock transport, because yeah, we built this a single line when we had 1 train, and then we were fine with it for 2 trains, but now that we got 3 and we're looking for a 4th, we should probably bite the bullet and just extend that old double track there. I'll get rid of that signal there. Someone is whistling in protest or triumph. Can never tell with these things. But all I know is we are going to start getting noise complaints if these guys don't just sort of put a lid on it. So he's going technically the wrong way, but as long as I don't make any signals one way on him, he won't have any problems. So, you know, he'll just keep on going, which is why I do put the one-way signals in at the end in case... do we have enough? No? No. In case I send one to a depot and he thinks he can just turn around and go the wrong way, because that's not on. Because you can turn around and go the wrong way all you want, but then you will get stuck facing another train. You're the new one that we just upgraded, so you're carrying 24 food. But yeah, this route is exceptionally profitable, so if we can upgrade the 3rd train, which I've just done, and capitalize on that, then all the better. In fact, we could probably go through and upgrade them again and shoehorn some more wagons on them, because we're currently sitting on 10, and I reckon we can go for 15. So let's just see how much that's going to cost. What's that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 168. Okay, 15 is probably overkill. 160, I think that's the length of the station. I've got way too many windows open, so close some of them down and have a look. So I think it's 240 at the moment. Okay, so we'll stick with 160 for now. It's going to cost 2.79 to replace all 3 trains, because I've got to buy new locos, yada yada yada. When it's December, so when it ticks over to January, I'll just upgrade all of them and spend the year paying the loan down, I think. In fact, let's just hit hyperspeed to get through to January. Oh, we're already up to 1.5. Maybe I won't need to take out that much of a loan after all. We built this hub up here pretty big, didn't we? It's the most likely culprit. Yeah, this is only 160 here, so that's fair enough. So we'll keep it at 160 for now, and yeah, if we need to go bigger in the future, we will. In fact, I don't have to take a loan out. I'll just be able to, you know, tick the cash up a bit, because it's only 2.8. Oh, we've got the DMG Kunstadt, which is a European truck of some sort, possibly used for trucking. We've got the PLM 220. An express, I think it's Dutch or German Dutch steam engine, and we've got the European state car available, but we're mostly using American rolling stock on this map, so probably won't see much use of those. Okay, so it's going to be the end of January, so this will drop back again to 1.4, but yeah, by the end of February we should have enough money to upgrade that without taking a loan out, which is good, because I will inevitably forget to pay it back. Have we seen any goods deliveries over here yet? Let's have a look. Vehicles, you've got 13 vans each. That's not a lucky number. What are you doing? Oh, here we go. We've got our first goods delivery on the way, and because it's hyperspeed, we will slow it down. I'll just hit that replace button there. Are you pushing out in front of the passenger trains? Good for you. That's good though. That's our first goods delivery down to Boston to go with the food. Now, where are we going to get construction materials? We can probably get from over here near Sioux Falls. Although I'm not sort of committed to this one yet. We haven't got any rail infrastructure there, so This one might be a better bit because we can get the slag down from the old steel mill. In fact, we could probably boat it down. We'd have to demolish a couple of bridges, but that is an option. Yeah, and we will also need a machine shop, and I'm thinking to really get the maximum profit, we should do something with, say, this machine shop up here, so we can haul the steel all the way over to this side of the map, and then haul the product right down to Boston, which obviously massive investment, but boy, that'll be a payoff if it gets off. And because we've already supplied Boston with a few things now, it is growing on its own, so we're not in as much of a hurry. Whereas before we really wanted to get the food in, which is why we sort of went for this food processing plant, and initially we went for this goods factory here. But the further we transport stuff, the better off we are financially. So wow, we are going to need a few more trucks on this route here. It has clearly taken off just like it had last time. Never should have ended that route. Why didn't someone stop me? That's your job, viewers, is to stop me. I realise I record these way in advance, so there was nothing you could have done, but don't let that stop you from feeling guilty. If we do need more oil, we also have this second oil well at Gainesville. We can send down by truck to our existing truck stop here and then load it on the train, but at the moment we've got a literal mess of oil waiting for us. So that is another full load of planks going through. Yeah, that train is definitely propping up some of our more loss-making ones. For example, the plastic and goods train, which has decided to haul 6 crates of goods on an entire leg. In fact, that's actually the new bloke too, so he's really not endearing himself to me. But no, we are making more upgrades. We are looking for passenger stations that have a lot of people waiting. See, the Ventura line, Minneapolis, that is very popular despite having the slower trains, and I'm not sure why. It might be because that's the direct route to San Bernardino. San Bernardino itself has a lot of people waiting for that. Yeah, we're going to have to put more trains on this Ventura line. For some reason, that is the more popular one over the one with the moguls, which is probably why the moguls are not doing so crash hot. But that's okay, because it's a lot cheaper to buy a General and 4 cars than it is to buy... Yeah, so he's doing all right for himself. Than it is to buy another mogul. So 1.3 million, that should actually be enough to get one straight off the bat. Let's just have a look at that. 317, yeah, that's not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, just scraped in there. So obviously these trains are slower, so more people will be waiting at the platform than the old mogul. But yeah, we'll send him out and we'll watch him go through the newly eye candy depot here. Oh, in fact, we've even got the other passenger train coming up too. I probably could have zoomed in more, so that would have been a more dramatic departure, but I got nervous and was afraid we'd miss it, so yeah. But yeah, I'm really pleased to see that Ventura line's taking off. Here comes the other train. Did we upgrade you to a mogul? I think we did. Yeah, the old Eastern Suburbs line, and... God, you are doing awful. I don't understand what it is with the mogul. Why no one wants to ride behind them? Are they rough riding or something? Because that line was going great guns until we upgraded it. Now it's just producing... Well, it's putting us in debt, really. It's being held up by our freight trains, which is really disappointing. Do we have any people waiting here for it? Well, 34, so we should do a profit going back to orange. But yeah, that's really disappointing. You've meanwhile only got 3 people. Clearly, the main action is Minneapolis to Tucson and Boston, not Minneapolis to Ventura. How are we doing with this fella over here? See, he's doing all right, but he's barely cutting it. Maybe we need to get rid of one of these trains and just put the carriages on the others. Rockford has been a very popular destination in the past. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to go via Columbia. That is a line, actually, I wanted to work on upgrading to, is this line that we've got running down to Mesquite and Plano, because how many trains do we actually have on that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay, so we could probably stand to have a bit more on there. What? Oh, you're waiting to upgrade, of course. Now let's have a look at our, that's the wrong window, I want to look at this one. Let's look at our frequency. What is our worst frequency? Goods, Rockford to Minneapolis. Yeah, okay, because that's just the one train, but that's not a bother. The plastic goods comes in at 18 minutes. Maybe that's why the Eastern Suburbs line is losing money, because it's got a pretty poor frequency of 13 minutes. In fact, the Minneapolis line is actually losing money, surprisingly. Yeah, those two passenger lines. Gainesville Deliveries is dealing with oil? Huh? It should be dealing with fuel, please. Not oil. I don't understand. What are we... Or you just haven't got any fuel to transport yet, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. That's a weird one, oil. The Plano City Circle, yeah, the City Circles always take a while to bid in, but otherwise everything else is actually turning a profit, even if it is only $726. Looking at you, Nashville Deliveries. Are you bringing some fuel up here for my trucks? You are, 41. That's good. Okay, that's going to solve that problem. But yeah, the most profitable line is it's actually our oil one between Gainesville and Nashville. I guess it is running loaded pretty much in both directions. Yeah, as I said, I would like to get a third train on there when money permits. But yeah, what are we going to do next? We've definitely upgraded our line down here to run the goods down to Boston. So that's what we set out to achieve. We've upgraded our cattle down here, so that's good. What else? Where else do we have a lot of freight waiting? I mean, the raw materials don't bother me because, well, you know, raw materials. It's the build-up of processed freight that we've got to watch out for. So here, we've got a lot of food starting to bank up at Tucson. So I'm going to go another 4 horse carts there, because as we know, if we get a build-up of processed goods waiting at a station, then that industry is just going to pull the pin and say, no more, I am not doing that anymore. I mean, this oil refinery here is going great guns. Really don't have an issue with your production, and I think he's only about halfway to his max production. He doesn't even have any hints for me, so he's got no interest in increasing production, and that's fine. Really, we just need some more money in the bank at this stage, although Nashville, we could probably chuck another couple of stagecoaches on the city circle, because... well, that's doing quite well for itself. Where are we? We're in Nashville, so that would be in... yeah. I don't want to leave people waiting here, because, you know, if we can get them to the train station and get them on the train. The trams in Minneapolis doing quite well for themselves. Ventura could probably use a few more stagecoaches as well, actually. They've got a lot of people waiting at their bus stops. So where did we put the road vehicle depot? We put it over here in orange, didn't we? Because I decided to be a tight ass. Well, no more. Tight assery ends here. Got $2 million in the bank. I'm giving them their own ruddy depot. Let's put it... let's not put it there. That's expensive. Autosave. Thank you. You're the man. Can we drop that? Can we sort of tweak it a bit? There we go. That's better. Put it out of town so it doesn't really get in the way until the town expands. We'll put 4 on Ventura City Circle, please. In fact, if that keeps going the way it is, we might have to upgrade it to trams. It's doing quite well for itself, I think. So what else can we look at? Orange, yeah, you don't have any issues. We've got a lot of people waiting down here in Boston. Let's look at getting trams in Boston and having a counterclockwise or a clockwise. What was it doing now? It's currently counterclockwise. We'll have a anti-clockwise city circle as well to relieve the pressure. So yeah, trams in Boston, that's something we can do. Upgrade with trams. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, so we'll put some trams on in Boston. And actually, can we upgrade any of the roads to be wider? Probably not. Electric tram, please. Upgrade. Oh, we can. Okay, there we go. Well, if we can make the streets wider, then that'll be more beneficial for our trams in the long run. Now, how are we going to get the city circle? We might have to sort of divert the city circle a bit, because I don't really want to go into the dead end stop with the trams. So if we run it down like this, past the station, down here, that's going to require a lot of buildings to be removed. We might have to just move that stop over a bit, I think. We'll just sort of, we'll connect it up through here. And that should be a nice round route there. And we'll just send the tram tracks down here to the outskirts of town, where we will put in a tram depot next to our existing depot. Boom. And then we'll get rid of the tram track. No, just upgrade. Just get rid of it there. There we go. that looks a bit better. The two intersections back to back, not ideal, but it'll do for now. We can always delete that depot if it starts to bug me. Now the only station we're going to have an issue with is this one, which is going to need to move over here. And we'll need to start putting them on the other side of the road as well, because we will have multi-directional trams running, just to keep things fresh and interesting. I have a very warped definition of what fresh and interesting is. We'll also need a tram stop up here near the station as well. I will keep this because as the town expands sort of out in this area, in fact we've got our first house here, we'll need to be running buses into the station anyway. So yeah, we'll keep these existing stops. In fact, no, I don't want to build a train. I'll partner this stop up with one across the road too. And then before we remove the existing city circle, we will put in place our tram city circle. So I'll start with anti-clockwise because we've already got that sort of in place. Running it down like this, down there, and back to Locust Street. And we'll call that Boston City Circle. And what's that? That's anti-clockwise. And then we'll do the same thing going the opposite way. So we'll go down there, da. And that's all of them, and we'll call that Boston City Circle clockwise. Yeah! Let's get some trams going. Shall we say 5 on each? We'll say 6. No, we'll say 6. Keep it a round number. I like a good round number. Anti-clockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And clockwise, please. Now, the existing Boston City Circle, send to depot, but don't scrap them. We will scrap the line, though. Because I admire you, residential building. You know, you've taken a brave step. You've built outside of the city, probably to get away from everyone, but I'm going to reward you with your own bus service. I realise if you've gotten out of the city to get away from everyone, that's probably the opposite of what you want, but you're going to just shut up and like it. We'll put a road in like that so we can put a circle in. Yeah, no, I sort of want to encourage the town to expand up in this direction a little bit. So in fact, we might put a second bridge over the line, or even just a level crossing. Probably get away with a level crossing this far out of town. That's going to be weird. It's going to be ugly. What if we... That's going to be a little bit better. Still a bit of a hump, but it doesn't mess with the railway line, so I'm okay. Yes, hi, I can see you there. You're excited about coming up to your new level crossing, no doubt. Good, so what I'm thinking is we just have a bus route that sort of starts here, comes over here, comes down around here, and comes back into town this way, which will also have the added advantage of sort of serving these stops here. This bus stop here will probably serve with a bus route coming down around here at some point. Probably not right now, but definitely in the future. So we will build a line. We probably shouldn't build the line until we actually build some stops, so just kibosh that idea. So out of there, he'll come out and we will put in a couple of bus stops. Do we want to put one in this area? I think it's really, yeah, it's entirely served by that tram stop. So I'll put in bus stops on the other side. We'll reward this bloke for having a house there. And we'll actually, no, he can just walk because he can walk to either of those bus stops. So we don't need extra bus stops. Sorry to get your hopes up. Yeah. We can run through this stop here. Actually, we could make it a full circle and just come down through here. No, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Although, actually, how are we going to turn around? Yes, we won't worry about this bus stop for now. Although we do want to encourage them to build over this way, don't we? No, we'll stick with the bus stop. And, yeah, we'll just put that back. Forget anyone ever noticed it was gone. And then we'll just have to have some sort of turning circle down here, I guess. No, let's just go with the circle. We'll just put a full circle in and run down here through this existing bus stop just to give people options, I guess, because it captures pretty much the entirety of town. So, yeah, set up a new loop. Start from here. Come down here. Then hit up that bus stop there. That bus stop there, that bus stop there, that bus stop there, and then you know to come back again. So that's okay. And do we want to leave it like that, or do we want to have the loop repeat on itself? Now we'll just call it North Boston bus line, I guess. Actually, let's give it a better name than that. We'll call it North Boston Local. That is literally no improvement. I even prefer bus line, but we'll just stick with it, because otherwise we'll be all night trying to come up with a name for the bloody bus route. So we've got 3 of the 4 back there, and the 4th one's coming in now. So we'll just send them out on the old bus route. And old mate here in residential building and his wife, I assume. Yeah, they now have a bus route to the station. Saves walking all the way over to. Nope, that stop doesn't include them. So there you go. Now they have public transport where before they had none. So we'll send you out on... What was it? Boston... Oh no, we called it North Boston. Yeah, no, we're going to change that name again. Because, yeah, it's not going to appear properly in the alphabetical order, because it's going to fall under N. Which, you know, it offends my sensibilities. So we'll call it Boston North Local. There we go. That'll do. Until we come up with some sort of naming convention. But while we built that thing and killed a bit of time, we got some money, which was kind of my aim there. Because, well, I was getting a bit concerned that we wouldn't have any money to build anything else. So I really wanted to expand this line up here because, well, this. Wow, you want to upgrade again from 400? Okay, well, where are we putting all the food? Sinbad to Boston. Good. We're really starting to get the food down on this line. What are you? You are the Tucson train. Good. So we'll upgrade them, and we'll also need to upgrade the train coming up from Boston. So, oh, you're trying to carry goods out of there too, aren't you? Oh, that's fantastic. So you're going to make even more money, because instead of running empty back to up here, you're going to be bringing goods down to send to Orange and on to Ventura. Really not going to complain about that in the slightest. But however, you will be upgraded. How old are you? You're 2 years old. Okay, so we probably don't want to replace you just yet. Although the general is, yeah, it is coming to the end of its life. Where's an older one that we want to upgrade? 9 years. What are you? You're 24 years. Here we go. You're a good candidate for an upgrade. Where are you coming from? Tucson. Excellent. That's the one I wanted. So we'll go the Baldwin again. That's a pretty stable sort of train there. And we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's just go 12 for now. What's that going to cost me? 2.7 million. Well, there goes that money we just earned. But yeah, I'm gonna start the same gradual upgrading process we did with the Ventura line on these 2 lines here. So eventually we have a full fleet of Baldwins surfing our abattoir here. A lot of food being produced, and for some reason steak looks like bread in this game. Not going to argue it, but look, here comes another full load of nearly 100 cattle from... where's that come from? Ventura? Oh, I forgot to turn off all the stupid red things. Sorry about that. That's been plaguing the entire episode up until this point, I imagine. Where is that train I just upgraded? Is it you? No. It's one of them. Oh, please be this one that's coming into the station. Yes, it might be. It might be. Let's watch magic happen. Let's watch magic happen from over here. Yeah, you're looking pretty dated there, friend. Wouldn't you like to be upgraded? Any minute now. It wasn't this train, was it? Bollocks. Well, we may as well upgrade this one while we're here. 2.8 million. Yeah, we're really eating into that money we just got. Hopefully we can get some more, though, because, yeah, you can always get more money. Hopefully. How are we going with Boston's fuel deliveries? Oh, back up to 80%. Good, okay. Because I was worried that we were sending too much fuel to Orange and Boston was actually going to drop off in growth. The commercial and the residential areas are starting to expand, though, obviously as a result of our new inner city transport network and our new promise to bring more food to them and now goods. So what are you hauling? You're hauling food. Yeah, we might actually be getting a bit backed up here, so I'll put down some more trucks on that route as well. So we say another 4 for starters? Yeah, Boston deliveries. Just because I'm worried this is going to be the choke point here, especially as Boston gets more traffic, because we are crossing town to get over here. So We can alleviate the problem somewhat by having the route diverted to run down this way, I suppose. But yeah, that is really going to be the bottleneck of this whole operation. Is industrial stuff we deliver straight to the area, but yeah, the commercial side of town is all the way up here. In fact, it's actually sort of moved away from our truck stop, with the residential area having taken over, which is a concern we're going to have to keep an eye on. Maybe if we deliver more food and goods, we can start pushing the houses out and push residential sort of back over here near the station, because as you can see, this is the higher value residential because of its proximity to the station. So that's good. We've just got another road vehicle developed. That is the Landauer. Why did I say Roar? Landauer. Which is, it's basically a motor-driven carriage built by the Benz company. No, that's how I would have described it. So yeah, good stuff. That's good. That's good. I like that. What else are we going to do before we finish up today? I'm just keeping an eye on these passenger numbers. Rockford is really going great guns. That's right. We were going to expand this this line up to Plano with a few more trains. So what are we using at the moment on that? The General. Let's have a look at the line itself. Vehicles. So they're all starting to get on in years. I mean, the ones, you know, these two are only a decade old, but I'm wondering if this wouldn't be a good candidate for mobilization. Expensive, yes, but they are covering good distances, and the extra speed will help, and they're carrying a lot of people. So I think we look at getting a mogul on that one. And I think we look at 5 carriages, because maybe 4 carriages with, how many trains do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 isn't ideal. Maybe we want to run longer trains. I'm hesitant about that because it'll bring the frequency down, but then again, if it's a faster train, it'll also, you know, improve things speed-wise. Why are you... Oh, of course, because it's still single track for parts of it. We should probably work on that too. So what are you going to cost to upgrade Train 10? Because you're the oldest fella. You're going to cost 3.19 million, so that would only get me 1. What about the newer ones? You're only 2.89, because one of the things is we might sort of upgrade these 5 and just scrap the oldest one. So, yes, make it happen. And then with the 1.3 million we've got, I'm actually going to double track... okay, never mind. We had 1.3 million, now we have negative 20k. So, yeah, that's a thing that's happened. But basically, once we get the cash back, we'll start double tracking down towards Plano to try and help that frequency. So, even with a reduced number of trains, we still get away with it. Sort of, you know, as well as we can get away with things. Okay, so there's a signal on the way there. Is there any way to redo this junction so it's better? Because trains from here are coming from here. But it's kind of flat, so there's no opportunity for a really cool bridge like we did last time. Nah, we'll just leave it the way it is. But we will double track up to the factory too, though. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yes, I think we'd better future-proof that now before we get burned later. And why is that turnout so covered in ballast? There better not be an ugly dip there. Hello. Look at you getting up to speed. Yeah, the Baldwin, not the fastest of engines, but it's got a good hauling ability. So as you can see, this bloke here is nearly running out capacity. It's only got, I think, 1 empty van. And that is hopefully mostly going to Boston, because that'll be the biggest payoff. So, what are we going to do here? So we've got this chappie coming in. So we want to put a second track out here on the junction. Yes, to come down the freight line. So that way we can... No, we can't do it like that, because this train coming off this Y junction here is going to have to come across as well. So forget that idea. Yes, toot toot. Everyone is cheerfully whistling, or angrily whistling. I can never tell with these guys. We might have to stick to a single track junction there for now. Just because I don't want to mess up the freight train that's coming in from Nashville. Not Nashville, Minneapolis, sorry. So if we could run you in like that, that'd be great. And then just set a points in there. That's good. So that has now double tracked this line up to the factory. It's not the most elegant of solutions. It's basically just slapping an extra track down for the majority of the route. But at the end of the day, isn't that what double tracking is really all about? No, it's not. It's about making it look cool. But, yeah, needs must. So really, the main one I wanted to double track is this line around the corner here. So we'll need to bring that up here and connect up like that. Yes, they don't snap together here, and it looks kind of, actually looks kind of cool. I'm not upset with that. Boy, we didn't double track this soon enough. Look at this. We've already got a bit of a queue forming. We've got this freighter here. With this freighter here, we got, well, nothing behind it, but we got 2 freighters here following this one. So, you know, cool. We'll need to put in... Are you going to go up the right track, though? Because your mate didn't. Yes, you are. So you're the clever one. I always said that. In fact, I think that is actually the train coming from Minneapolis. So how are you doing financially? Okay, so the Mogul's all right on freight trains, just seems to struggle a bit on the old passenger trains. You are the plank train, so hopefully, yeah, hopefully we've got enough one-way signals in that that everyone will be using the correct track now. In fact, what we might do is, because we've got the ridiculous number of tracks up here and the freight line comes around the outside, what we might do is just run a separate freight line all the way around like that. Like that. Look, I say like that because I'm gesturing at the screen again, and that does you no good. So that's not going to line up, is it? So we'll demolish that. And everyone's going to get upset. No, they're not. Oh, because I can just run through the platform. Well, that's good because I can build this on my own without any interruptions. So yeah, this third track here will be for incoming freight trains. That way they stay off the passenger line altogether, and the only train that needs to cross over then will be the one from Minneapolis, which I now regret building because it has to cross over everything to get to where it needs to go. So hopefully you're far enough on the track that I can demolish all of that. Good. Now the Minneapolis train's going to complain. So we'll put in a set of points. No, that's the bulldozer. Put a set of points in here. So when he comes off his track, you'll see he comes in here, he crosses over once, comes around here, and crosses over again to get on the correct track. Hopefully everyone else has adapted to that line. They have. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. It happens so rarely, but it's actually been happening a fair bit this episode, so really can't complain, can I? So that's now double track that quite nicely, and we've got a separate freight line. Thank you, autosave. We've got a separate freight line now coming around the corner from, where is it, Rockford, which will also free up a bit of capacity for the passenger trains that we're going to be running down to Polano. So you don't have to be a one-way signal anymore. And I don't think that'll be a problem because, okay, see that freight train, he's obviously diverted through the platform because he has to divert through the platform now because he's going down this line. That's something I didn't think of. Yeah, but that's okay because what we can do is we can put a set of points in just after the platform so he can still bypass and end up at the right part of the junction. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll remove this signal here. Remove this signal here. In fact, is that the only train? Yeah, so really, we could have the points coming from the freight line and just crossing over the passenger line. But no, for flexibility's sakes, we'll stick to the original plan and put a set of points in there. Just in case I decide I want to have some sort of passenger train using that line for whatever reason. I mean, I can't picture one now, but that's not to say that we won't have the need to do so in the future. God, we've got a lot of set of points around here for the depot, and I love it. I love every minute of it. So that's good. That's the freight line there, and now all we have to do is continue double tracking down towards Mesquite, and then I'd say we'll end things for the day. And of course they don't line up. Why the bloody hell would they? This will require a bit of sneaky demolishing and rebuilding, I think. Yeah, we'll just smash, and we'll just put a weird kink in it, like it was always there. Yeah, see, there you go. It looks perfectly natural. It was like it was always meant to look like that, sort of. So we'll make that a one-way signal before I forget. And this is the outbound track here, so we'll put down some signals on the outbound and the inbound tracks. And a couple more down there. And I've got to remember we've got this iron ore mine we can do something with at a later date. Now all that's left is to connect up down to Mesquite this way. Yes, we can do this on the right side, hopefully. So we need to extend this track from here, like that. That should be right. And then we'll just bring this all the way down into... No, of course, it's on the wrong side. I had such high hopes for my own ability to build passing loops on the correct side, and they were woefully misplaced. So pause. I know you're going to get upset. Hopefully we can do this without knocking that house down. Nope. Sorry about your house, sir. Speaking of houses, Mesquite has really embraced this station. If I remember correctly, the town was sort of here last time, and we built on the outside of it, but, well, have built some rather dubious houses on this hill. I question the structural integrity of some of them, but good for them. They're really, you know, making hay while the sun shines. Yeah, you're going to whistle in, I'm assuming, disgust at the fact that I've changed your route, but I don't care. And of course, Mesquite, we will have the third track up the hill for the freight trains when we eventually get them running on this route here. So we can get rid of this one-way signal here. No, I didn't mean to get rid of that setup. Oh boy, did I bollocks that up. Well, you've just had your schedule completely changed because I made a heck of a mess there. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You can whistle your disgust. We should probably fix those road vehicles too. That's not the window I wanted. That is. Age, what are we looking at? 22, 23, and 18. Where are they? Gosh, where are they? Surely they should be the red ones. I see 23, I see 18. 18's on the Tucson City Circle, 23's on Orange Commercial, and what was the other one? Can't remember. We'll just wait for it to turn red. So you are horse carts. Yeah, you're all gonna... In fact, let's just turn automatic replacement on for this one. Hopefully that fixes that one. And what are you guys? You guys are... Yeah, we'll turn automatic replacement on for you as well. Actually, that's dangerous because then they'll keep replacing as stagecoaches even if I don't want them to at some point in the future. So no, don't be lazy. Manually replace them because it's really not hard. I mean, I just hit replace now. It does everyone on the route. So yeah, don't be lazy. Now 17, 18 we've fixed. Maybe it's going to be these Boston North locals. They're probably starting to get pretty old as well. 14 years, yeah, we'll just fix. Actually, we can replace you with the Landora. That thing. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Ooh, a lot of people waiting at Boston. How's that going? The Southern Line, no one is catching. Boston, Tucson, Gainesville. Interesting. It looks like the frequency, or maybe no one's catching it because the train's leaving and it's got, only 6 people. Okay. But yeah, isn't that interesting? The frequency for the Minneapolis line, the Ventura one's the one that goes around this way, is far greater. So people have all flocked over to this platform to wait for that train, even though this train is right here. So that's something. That's kind of cool. Yeah, no, I think that'll just about do us for this episode here. I think we've gotten some important stuff done. We've now got goods coming down into Boston, and okay, well, we're just going to have a look at road vehicle 38. Yeah, no, that should already be on the list to be replaced. But yeah, so we've got goods and food coming into Boston now. And no, before we go, we're putting some more trucks on this. Tucson is really hungry. I mean, those guys are actually. Let's investigate. Sell. Let's investigate getting the Cannstatt because, well, this is obviously going to be a big route. So what's your capacity? 6 as opposed to 5. Yeah. So okay, let's get them replaced with Cannstatts, please. That is something I will spend the money on, even though most of the horse carts are only fairly new. Yeah, 167 grand. That's like chump change at this point. I can say that safely, sitting at 7.5 million, and we'll put another 4 on to upgrade capacity anyway. Yeah, we never should have gotten rid of this route. I'm pretty sure I said that last time I added more things to it, because Tucson, hungry for food, and who isn't these days? Ooh, a lot of planks waiting. But yeah, no, I think the network's in a pretty healthy state at the moment, so yeah, I'm going to round things off here for tonight. But yeah, next time, what are we going to do? What are we looking at? We might be looking at extending one of our lines. Yeah, I mean, we've got access to a couple of farms up here, so we can really ramp up food production and get food going across the network. My only concern with food from here is that it's sort of got a bit of a roundabout route to get onto the network, and I don't want to build too many lines crisscrossing the world because it'll just look... Actually, can we get rid of the signals? Yeah, that looks a bit neater. Yeah, I sort of don't want to have too many railway lines crisscrossing the world. I want to make the most of the ones we have, except for this area here, which is just a spaghetti junction of mess. So yeah, it might be time to investigate taking these two farms north to maybe this food processing plant, or even something up here. I mean, we've got a couple more farms up here we can investigate. But yeah, no, next time I kind of want to start building more. Bugger off with the road vehicles. I want to start building a new train. You know, I mean, we should probably sort out the capacity issue on this line, but yeah, I want to build another train somewhere. I want to go further. Maybe we finally extend the line from Gainesville. That was sort of our first line, and it's been eclipsed by this Columbia Rockford business we built. So yeah, maybe it's time to venture down to Austin. But I'll have a bit of a think on it, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, once again, thank you for joining me. This has been Transport Fever. I've been T-Nick. I'll see you all next week. Later days.